Hello, hello, hey, everybody. This is Real Time with Prince Blue again, dropping another fantastic episode with you guys. As you know, will always be sponsored by myself, brought to you by Zero Fucks Media, because that's exactly what I give. I don't give zero fucks, so I said, why not? Let's do it. And as always, while you're with me, I want you to just forget about anything that's been going on that may be stressing you out. I just want you to have fun for this hour or so and just sit back and just relax. In this episode I have with you, it's another Jock and Jock and Jill episode. And when I say Jock and Jill episode, that's when I bring on a young lady with me and I highlight young lady in sports who loves sports, loves the culture, loves to talk about sports, has fantastic energy. And I found that person, y'all. I found another one. She is sweet. She's funny. She's energetic. She's a great follow on Twitter. You can follow her at Danielle. Let me tell you first of all, I messed this name totally up. I thought her last name was Tartarian. Was it Targaryen?
Targaryen.
Targaryen. But that's not her last name. It's a character on the Game of Thrones. I didn't know that. So I'm like, I'm gonna let her say her own name because I'm not about to butcher her last name. So on Twitter, it's at Danielle Targaryen, but her actual name is Danielle Chiaro. And I want to welcome her to Real Time with Prince Blue. And how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. As you can see, they're starting already. My boy Ruin told me that's a white people show, so I get a pass. Thank you, Ruin. Because I didn't know. All I know is whenever Game of Thrones is on, you see the hashtag and people talk about dragons and breasts. That's all they talked about. That's all I heard about Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
But anyway, Miss Kiara, how are you?
I'm doing well today. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. And like I was speaking offline, you know how I like you already? Because what did you do? You saw that you had a black host and you wore your hockey shirt because you know we gonna talk about hockey because I consume hockey. I know all the players from Corey Hart to Travis
Connect.
Crumberbun, um Ruiz Roja, and who's the other guy that everybody hate? He starts with a G. Jabro. I know all those players.
Nailed it.
I know them. I know them all. See, I'm a hockey aficionado, but we gonna get into all that first. All right, I want to ask you a few questions, far as to break some ice. Are you from Philadelphia, or give me some background?
No, so I'm actually from South Jersey originally and then moved to the city for a while because, like, my grandmom lived there, my cousins all live there and everything. Hate the parking. So now I'm back in South Jersey as of
Okay.
this year.
Okay. Um, do you what do you what is your current, I guess I want to say occupation, or what is it that you currently do?
I'm in sales right now for home remodeling.
What? So you like sell like floors and like,
Exterior, like windows, siding, roofing, doors, gutters, attic insulation.
oh man, so you like a commercial. Okay. Okay, so you be like the commercials that be on the radio where they be like brought to you by plumbers crack roof and gutters. We bring the crack as well as the windows. People like that.
Kind of. Um, we're actually like a really large company, so we don't do any advertising. But do you remember the Philly once LeBron billboards?
Yes.
That was my company.
Oh,
So they're
well,
like,
thank you because
they're a
it
lot
didn't
of
work
fun.
out.
It didn't work, but they tried.
Yeah. Um. So what? Tell me, what is it about Philadelphia that that draws you in?
I mean, I was born in, are you talking about sports fans or like the city?
Just the city in general.
It's just there's so much history there, and it's genuinely like essentially the birthplace of America, and especially now where we're going through such a transitional time. It's crazy to
Mm-hmm.
think we're like where it started, and we're also one of the, we were like a flip state, so we're also the start of where things could change. So it's just like there's so much history, and then on top of it, it's just beautiful. It's a true melting pot. There's just so much to do, see different scenes everywhere you go, like different vibes. I love it. There's just like an energy that's unmatched.
Okay, so with that energy, in Philadelphia, we talk sports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so rank the four sports in importance to you. To you, don't say what you think people want to hear. To you, rank them in importance.
Oh God. So I go back and forth between football and hockey for like number one. So there'll be
Hmm.
one or two, which depending on which one is one, flips. Then would be the Sixers, then would be the Phillies. Not that I like dislike baseball, it's just such a long season, so I'm not like overly like stoked about it and like into it. I'm not
Hmm.
like that worried about it. Um,
S-
but like
That's
hockey and football, top two.
okay. Let's talk about two polar. Well, I guess you could say the same sport because they're both physical, both unique. Um, you just talked about baseball. I want to touch on that a little bit. Speaking of baseball, I don't know if you heard, but they're bringing Herrera back, and he was arrested last year for domestic violence, and he's essentially being brought back to spring training. And I got into it with a bunch of people yesterday because they were saying he made a mistake. Well, he made a mistake and he shouldn't be punished for the rest of his life with it. And I was arguing with those people that forgetting to pay a bill is a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Stepping on a ant is a mistake. Balling up your fist and assaulting a woman is not a mistake. So where do you fall on that and people, especially athletes and celebrities, seem to be getting all this rope when it comes to doing things, horrible, despicable things such as domestic violence?
I have to agree with you, especially because specifically talking about domestic violence, just from like personal experience with friends and, even in psychology, it's not something, I'm not gonna say it never happens, but it's rare that someone one day just like balls out and like just beats the piss out of somebody. It's usually like little aggressions, it's a buildup, it's an active decision to kind of like progress it in a way, I would say. Like it
Hmm.
just gets worse and worse. And I just think like if they're not held accountable, then what does that show? You know what I mean? So I have to agree with you. I understand that there's some mistakes, but it's also like where do we draw the line at what's tolerable and what's not?
Yeah, and my issue with it is it's okay. Like, I want to hope that everybody's a choir boy on all our teams and things of that nature, but they're not. But it's just certain things that I just can't stand behind. That's hurting children, and that's putting your hands on women. I just can't. It's just something just the very thought of it makes my skin crawl. So when I see quote unquote fans trying to rationalize it or do mental gymnastics to come up with a scenario on why a woman can be assaulted, it really makes my skin crawl, and it speaks to how the evil side of idolizing sports and the fandom of how we put these athletes in these sports on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
and hold them to a lower standard than we would even hold ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, you see people get canceled on Twitter, canceled for less every other day. But if it's like an athlete, it's like, oh, it's a mistake. But like, and maybe there was no, I'm sure there's regret there. But if it's a true mistake, there needs to be accountability. There needs to be proven growth. Like, what are you doing to change that to better yourself? Like, and I think that if you're going to put the violence on display and like your poor behavior for the fans to see, I should say, or find out, like, I mean, if you want forgiveness, the growth needs to be on public display too. So I just think there's just certain lines that need to be drawn, or if we are going to forgive them, it's like, let's see the process of it. Like, show true sincerity when you're sorry and growth and change. You know what I mean? They're still people at the end of the day.
They are, and I just feel like it's just such a touchy subject because sometimes I feel like we end up talking more about the person that did the act than the victim themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who really should be getting the support and the talk. It should be less about the idiot that committed it. It should be more about the person that committed it. So I just wanted to get your thought on that because having a female on with me, I wanted to get your take on something like that. And now to the good stuff. When I posted about you coming on, I said that um, paralegal, sales and marketing, ninja assassin, lawyer, Philly sports fan. A few of these are true, and I asked people which one of those are true. Um, so, which one of those are true?
So I am in sales. I was a paralegal. Unfortunately, I'm not a ninja assassin. I was going to go to law school to live out like my Elwood dreams, but after working as paralegal, I figured out that really wasn't for me. Definitely a Philly sports fan, 4 for 4. So
All right. So I was really disappointed when you were in a ninja assassin.
me too.
Um, because that would have been the first for real time to have a ninja assassin and actually come on air and talk about it. Because ninjas live in secrecy. So to come on and say, hey, I'm a legit ninja assassin, that would have been awesome. So let's speak to your Philly 4 for 4. What does it mean to be a Philly fan? What does it mean to be like, what does it mean to you? When you say I'm a Philly fan, what does that mean?
Unwavering passion, no matter what. Unwavering love for our team. I mean, we've been through the ringer all across the board, I would say. And we still have probably the most, or one of, I mean, Buffalo, there is the most passionate fan bases in sports. So it's like, you have to be unwavering. Like, you have to be tough in a way to realize, like, your teams sometimes stink and sometimes they stink really bad. But, like, you love them anyway, and it's just like a different kind of passion. I feel like Philly fans don't really have many bandwagon fans like a lot of other franchises do. So like the people that
No,
are in this
no.
are in it for the
Mhm.
long haul. So it's like a different kind of like it's almost like a trauma bond. Like we've all been through hell and now we're all in it together. So it's like a different type of like bond.
We're in a bad relationship, and we just can't see.
Exactly.
Like I remember after the Super Bowl, you had people that were like, "Oh, you like the Eagles now because they won the Super Bowl." Eagles are not a they're not the Patriots. They're not the Giants. They're not the Raiders or they're not San Francisco. They're not somebody that you can bandwagon off of. Like you don't want to admit to people, "Hey, I'm an Eagles fan." Ha ha ha. Like no, cuz
I know.
you're going to get shit. So when people was like, "You're a bandwagon fan," I was like, "Yo, that makes no damn sense. We just won our very first Super Bowl in 50 something years. Like, there ain't that much wagon in the damn world, if you ask me." So, I don't
Technically,
know.
like since ever, I think the last time we won a championship, we weren't even technically the Eagles. We were still like the Steagles. We were combined with the Steelers.
Where was
So
like
like,
bad.
this
We
is
were
not
like,
like a dynasty here.
oh, it's far from a dynasty. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like a family reunion of every 10 years where you may have been successful. Like you see those reunions where you be like, I wonder what's Bob up to. Well, I think he had a business, but it went bellied up. It was doing real good for like 4 years, and then it went in the tank. But I think he's on his way back up. That's being an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Like we had Carson Wentz, we was on our way up. We got the Super Bowl, and now he's with the Colts. Tell me what went through your head when you found out Carson Wentz went to the Colts.
So I knew it was coming, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a catch-22. Like I feel like the bridges were burnt here. We didn't have an option like to keep him. Like the relationship was done, the fans were done. He played reckless this year, in my personal opinion. Don't crucify me if you disagree. But like,
I agree.
but like, he's gonna go to Indy, and I think he might thrive. He's gonna be under Frank Reich or whatever. But like, also at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it's like now we have to take on the drama of like, okay, that's done. The Wentz drama is done. But now I'm like, are we gonna settle and ride with Hurts as QB1, or are we just gonna go into panic mode and draft another QB in the draft and have another controversy on our hand? So it was like a relief that that was done, but then I went immediately to that sixth pick, and I was like, oh no.
I'm torn because, of course, I want my Eagles to do well, but my thing is, um, I've seen this story before, and with Hurts, I already know. I told him like I'm already seeing it already. People are already hating him. People are already looking towards the draft. They're like, Justin Fields doesn't look too bad.
I saw.
Like, can, can I get Mariota or something like that? And I'm like, they're already waiting for the backup. It's a sickness with Philadelphia. We're always looking for the next thing, even when we got a good thing in front of us. Like we suffered all through the process, got Embiid and Simmons, and then we spend a lot of our time figuring out how to break them up. And I'm like,
Yes.
what? We got Carson Wentz. Then it was, let's keep Foles, or we could flip Wentz for this. If Wentz is so garbage, if he stinks, if he's a bad roommate, I mean a bad locker person, why do you think you're gonna get all these ones people to sign over their children for this person?
Right. I don't. It's crazy. Sometimes I go on Twitter and I'm like, oh my god, everyone's a GM today. Like, I get so frustrated, but like everyone's entitled to an opinion, so by all means. But it's just like we have so many holes to fix, and everyone's like already
No.
trying to figure out how we can get what for who and other quarterbacks. I saw the Justin Fields thing. I saw so many things on Twitter today, and I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's Howie. Can any of us really be surprised?
No. No. And to answer your, and I'm going to disagree with you on one thing. Everybody is not entitled to an opinion. I'm about to change that narrative. Everybody is not entitled to opinion. You know why? Because that saying that emboldens the ESPs of the world, the Natalie
Fair.
Eganoffs of the world, the Skip Baylesses of the world, all that bullshit. Them people that think they're entitled to their opinion and they just put it out there and it makes absolutely no goddamn sense. And we're left picking up the pieces. You see it, ESP drops a tweet, and then we're tripping over ourselves trying to get to him so we can get his phone and break it in half.
I
Because
know.
and, and that's my next question to you. Where are you at on I don't even want to just focus on Philly media, but media as a whole when it comes to reporting sports. How do you feel about it?
I hate it. I mean, it's their job, but like, it's always like speculation. And I don't know if you watched Jake Voracek's interview the other day, but he flipped out on a reporter because of how much things get twisted and taken out of context. So like, I actually blocked ESP because I was just like sick of seeing him on the timeline. So like, I
Mm.
blocked things like that.
Oh well, look at you! Look at you! What did it for you? What made you say, okay? What makes Danielle say, you know what? Fuck this. Block.
I don't even remember I just remember the entire timeline was up in arms. I couldn't even tell you what the tweet was about. And I was just like scrolling through his tweets and I'm like, not a fan. And everyone in the comments was just like attacking him. And I'm like, so clearly nothing is, of value that this guy says, at least in my opinion. So I just like blocked him.
He's the only guy I know that he announced that he was getting married and he got ratioed about why his wife was making a bad decision. Like, it was like, normally, like, you could turn it off and be like, yo, congrats, bro. Like, good for you. Like, everybody was like, yo, blink if you're okay. Like, DM me if you need help. Like,
it's so
well, who's going to
funny,
consummate the marriage? Like, who's going to consummate the marriage? Like, so are you just going to say I do and then leave and then somebody else step in to finish it? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's going on? That's how bad people can't stand that dude.
I know.
Like,
that's like one of the reasons I'll never delete Twitter. I can't tell you how many times a day I contemplate just like deleting social media altogether. But then you just see how fun, like the replies are funnier than the tweets half the time. And I go on Twitter and I'm in like such a good mood. It's hilarious. Like it is so funny.
Like sometimes I fire off a tweet and I'll be like, damn, I don't even know if the guy was trying to be a smart ass. He might legit feel that way. But I done already hit send. So I'm like, hey, just roll with it. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Because my
just
thing is never delete a tweet, yo. If you send it, you send it. Hey. But I agree with you. The replies be funnier than anything else. He could tweet I just walked across the street, and the reply would be, I hope a car missed the light and swerved. Like, it'd be like crazy.
I know, like I hope the SEPTA bus is coming your way. Like people are savages and it's so funny. Half of me is like, who raised you? And then half of me is like, keep going, because like I'm having so much fun.
It's a savage life out here, man. We be trying to the comment my boy Karate Mark said the comment section of Twitter is better than Netflix. It is. Because I'm telling you, like, and I often wonder, like, when celebrities tweet something, do they read the replies or they like shut it down? Like, I can't read what people are saying about me. Like,
no, I think if I was like famous and I got like hate every time I posted, I would probably read it at first because it's funny, but then I'd probably like go into a room and cry about it.
Well, that's being honest. That's being now, me personally, knowing me and being bipolar, I know me. I'll skip my meds and then I'll just fire off a response to everybody.
I'm the same way. That's why I've learned to stay in my own lane. Because like 2-3 years ago, if I was having a day, I would just fire off at everyone. And then I would go home and I was like, oh, I feel so bad. But then I would be like, no, I don't. Like I would go back and forth, but I was tired of stressing about it. So I was like, I'm just going to stay in my own lane and just like not fight.
Welcome to my world. I'll be like, Then I lay down at night, I'll be like, well, damn, did I say that? Shit. And then somebody a screenshot and send me, they'll be like, Blue, why? And I'll be like, I don't even know. I don't know why I was feeling that way at the time.
I was just angry.
I was angry. I saw his stupid face and I fired off a tweet. I'm sorry. Like, it's be so
some people
funny,
just
man.
like trigger you though. Like there's still some days where just like I just like want to pop off, like especially when it's like Skip, just because he's just so annoying. And I'm like, he doesn't even know I exist, so I'm just gonna like again stay in my own lane. But there's days where the buttons are there.
And he's definitely one of the person I think tweets and then he closes Twitter. Yeah. Like, because he doesn't give a shit. He legit just fires a tweet. But I know for a fact people like ESP dumbass read his tweets. I know Kempski and all them read their tweets. And I know a lot of them would rather mute me then block me, because if they block me, then you know what that means. I got him. Like, I read his
Exactly.
tweet and he got to me, so I blocked him. And they don't want to do that, so they mute me. So I'm like firing off tweets into the void. But
They'll still
when
see it.
other
It says you
yeah, but
muted
when
this person.
right, but when other people do it, it makes you curious. Like, what did this muted person say? Oh, goddamn! What did I do to him? Who
Does
is
he
real
know I
Prince
have a
Blue?
family?
Who is real Prince Blue? And why does he hate me? like, I don't know. But speaking of social media, and you being a female, of course, and in sports, I'm gonna be real, because this is real time Prince Blue. You see the emblem. Women in sports is such a touchy subject because sports, let's call it what it is. Sports is mainly a male dominated field.
Hmm.
So when you get a woman in sports that plays it or announces or is around it, that's sexy within itself. Period. She can look like the singer Seal in a mask. Just because she's in the sport, you're gonna be like, yo, okay, I feel that. Like, baby girl over there, she hitting the tennis ball, she dunking, she crossing over, she doing whatever. I like that shit. Bam. Now, you add on the top that she's attractive, then you open up a whole new can of worms. Like, yo, what's the name scored 20 points? Well, if you add 49 to that, it'll be 69. Then
Then
you just
someone
get
follows up with like, nice.
nice. Yeah, nice. Like, bruh, like, haven't heard that one before. Got any good 69 jokes? So, and you obviously attractive woman. You love sports.
Thank you.
You're on social media. So I know for a fact you get the whole, hey, you like the Flyers? Yeah, I love connect me. Want to see my dick? So, um, what is it? Why do you think it's such? Okay, let me ask it this way. Why do what drives you crazy most about something that you see when you see women in sports that hurts the narrative that I just said to you? What is something that you see?
That hurts the women in sports movement.
Yes, there we go. There we go. That slows it down. That y'all
Um,
can do this job and be on the merit of you being good at what you do and not how good you look doing it.
I mean, it's just such an umbrella topic. Like, this is such a blatant statement, but not to like, I don't know, I don't want to offend anyone, but like, I feel like a lot of
No,
women in
please
sports,
offend. Offend.
I feel like a lot of women in sports are like super objectified, but also I feel like, there's so many that are getting there and getting it done. And like, eventually at some point, it's not going to stop. People are people. People are stupid sometimes. Like, it is what it is. You're going to have the idiots that objectify you and say things that are unrelated to sports and all about your looks or whatever. But at some point, you just got to like turn your back to the white noise, like, and just keep pushing. If there's a first, there's going to be a next. And if there's a next, there's going to be, you got to have a trailblazer, you got to have a movement. At some point, it's like, if it's borderline harassment, address it. If not, like, I have so much respect for the women that just keep it pushing. Like, Alex and Heather on Twitter, the photographers, like, they just
Hmm.
keep it pushing. They keep their head down. They do their thing, and they have so many opportunities coming their way. And like, I think that's the key, is like, just eye on the prize, and people are gonna love you or hate you no matter what. I've never seen a successful person liked by everybody, so it's like, why focus on the negative? Just go with the positive. Like, who cares?
Shout out to Alex McIntyre. She's definitely a friend of the show. I had her on. She's very good. She's doing her thing, and she's definitely one of those that's moving up. If a short story, I had her on, and I told her, I said, Alex, just to let you know, if you ever mention your boyfriend or post anything about your boyfriend, you're gonna thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Bickford. He will you're gonna lose followers. She said, no, 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 no. And then she put a picture, she posted a picture on IG with her and her boyfriend. She said, I lost 15 followers. I said, I told you. Like it's like men are like listen, it's not all men. It's just some that are so
There's
creepy that
some.
they legit think you belong to them and
Or
like
think
really
they
like
like
you're like the only one.
yeah, or think they have a chance and they'll never say a word to you, but like because you posted a guy, they're like, oh, screw her. But it's like she
It
didn't you
might be
never
your
even said
brother.
anything to her. She doesn't even
Yeah,
know you
might be
exist. Like
might be your cousin. Like you never know. But this is my thing, uh, Danielle. Like in sports, like yes, are there some attractive women in sports that are doing their thing? Yes, absolutely. But my issue is when you can't use it and then get upset with it. If you understand what I'm saying, like I had one person that would say she coined the phrase. I'm not gonna say her name. She coined the phrase. It's all about thigh meat and journalism. Pretty much saying the shorter your skirt, the more views and likes and attention you will get. And she thrived on that. And then when somebody would mention it, she would get upset. And then I'm like, but that's the energy you put out there. If you put that energy out there, you're going to get that energy back. Now, before people get upset, I'm not saying anybody has the right to be objectified or harassed, but I believe in energy. It's all about energy. If you put a certain energy out, you're going to get a certain energy back. Like me on a lower level, if I'm trolling and I'm negative towards somebody, I'm going to get some of that energy back. I can't be like, oh, woe is me. Why am I getting bad energy? Blah, 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 blah. Um, I'm gonna get to that question mark in a second. So people, and I'm gonna go back to my favorite, Natalie Eganol. People be like, "Why you so hard on her? You're a bully." Blah blah blah. It's because she has a position in sports that a lot of people would kill for,
hmm
and in my opinion, she does absolutely nothing with it, and 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 this is not just coming from me. This is coming from people within the industry. This is coming from people that works with her. This is coming from people that's been around her. They laugh at her very presence. So do something about that. Be serious. Represent the movement. Don't go out here and throw things out here and be wrong and then just let it go. Like, no, you gotta take this smoke because if Adam Schefter messes up, if Chris Mortensen messes up, Jay Glazer, anybody, we're on them. So why
hmm
should you be any different?
Right. And
That's
agreed.
my only point.
And
And
I
I
think
get upset.
people
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like, to your point, like with the thymine thing and everything, like I agree with you, no one should be objectified, but like be cautious of your brand. If your brand is I don't know how to say it. Like I don't want to say it's like inviting to that, but if it's like leading to the conversation, just be super conscious of it. Maybe like rework the brand. You know what I mean? Like if your brand is bringing that kind of attention, maybe like just make it clear, make it known, rework the brand a little bit. Like you're in complete control of like
Right.
what you
Own
put
your
out there.
brand. Own it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, Mike from Del Rand. God damn it. I forgot we twins now. So it says your government. Mike from Del Rand is in the house. I appreciate you, Mike. But yeah, Dale, that's what I'm saying. Own your brand. Like, it's some women out there that know, like, hey, men are checking me out because I look good. I know this. And they own it. They're like, yeah, I'm getting you in this way, but I also know my shit. And
Right.
I'm like, okay, but so I get that, and I appreciate you being candid about that. I think we got a question from Karate Mark. He says, "How do y'all feel about what's that say? Oh, how do y'all feel about transgender men playing women's sports, MMA, girl in college, basketball, girl?" I'll go first.
Okay. Thank
I-
you.
I'll go first because I see the hamster wheel working in your head. I'll go first. Hell to the no. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? And I'm not trying to offend none of the letters, like Dave Chappelle said. I'm not trying to offend the L, the B, the G, the T, the E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. None of them. But it's all about fair advantage. It's all about being fair in sports. And there's a reason why the sports are separate. It's a science. It's a reason why um male sports is separated from women's sports. I'm not saying that they can't do either or they can't do both, because clearly you have a WNBA, you have an NBA. So clearly a man and a woman can play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want Shaq in a wig in the WNBA. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Shaq will average 150 and 20 a night. That's not fair. Like, whatever you were born as, you compete as that wherever you're at. Like, if you're transgender, why not compete? If you're transgender female, why not compete where you're at? Stay where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you they won't let you compete there. So that's what I'm saying. It's always the male. It seems like it's always the male trying to compete on the female circuit. You never hear about like Stephanie Jones trying to go to the NBA.
Right.
Like now, I want to. It's always Don trying to go to the WNBA or trying to go. So I'm like no. There's a reason why it's so heavy. The male is trying to go to the women's side of sports because it's a clear advantage. You're
It's
not going to do anything if it's not to your advantage. Come on, people. That's
It's
all I'm
their
saying.
genetic makeup. It's so funny because I was researching something earlier today just for like my own benefit, but it was saying how like the difference between men and women, like especially when it comes to like abs. I was researching like diet for like abs because I'm so lame. But like men need a way lower body fat than women because women have a completely different genetic makeup and like reproductive and all this stuff. Like the way our bodies are just so different. Not saying they can't be equal, but if we're looking at the masses, they're genetically different. So it's like I am all for, you know, whatever you want to be is what you want to be. I respect it. Like be
Right.
authentically
Absolutely.
you. But this is not a personal attack. It's just scientifically you're going to have an advantage if you're a male most of the time. Not all the time. You have some like women out there who are tough and literally probably take on most men.
Right.
But if
I
we're
can't
talking
take a
about
serve from
majority,
Serena Williams.
right,
Yeah, I can't take a serve from Serena Williams.
right. But if we're looking at like the majority, not just like the one or two
Right.
off, I agree with you that it is like a slight advantage when it comes to like genetic makeup, I would say.
Right. Right. And thank you for that. And again, I'm not pissing off any of the letters. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just giving my opinion. That's what it is. It's real time Prince Blue. I'm just giving you the real. That's how I feel on that. Now, and let's get to some fun. What give me your favorite show right now.
I don't really. Oh God. So I don't have a favorite show because I have like the worst attention span ever. But what I did start watching was that Cecil Hotel on Netflix.
Who the what?
Remember that girl that went missing and her like video of her in the elevator went viral, and then they found her in like the water tank on the roof in like Los Angeles. It was like years ago,
Wait a minute. Are you a ID addict?
kind of. But this is on Netflix. I might be an
Boom.
internet assassin. I don't know.
My wife laughs at me all the time. She's like, "You're a retired police officer. You've seen all that shit 10 times over, and you still want to come home and watch death and destruction." I'll be like, "I'm just wired that way. Like,
It's just
I
interesting.
want to see murder mystery. I want to see my ultimate goal. And me and my wife, we're trying to figure out. We always wanted to do before the pandemic the murder mysteries,
Yes.
like where I always wanted to do that where you
Yeah.
got to solve it Even if we can find the one where there are even some where you could stay there and it's like a stay, like
It's
it's
like
a
a
stay.
cult. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just long as it's on land, cause some of that I've no, and I won't turn to a real. I tried to tell you about that show, but you are honey. That's my wife. I tried to tell you about the show. No, but you already got me watching Schitt's Creek, 1,000 Pound Sisters.
I love
I
Thousand
can't
Pound Sisters.
say no. Don't start. I watched the first year, but now she got me hooked on Schitt's Creek and I want to watch Schitt's Creek. I can't jump from show to show to show to show. I gotta finish one before I start on another. But she loves Tammy and whatever her name, the other girl. She loves the 1,000 Pound Sisters. And she
They
just
are
watch
so
all of
funny.
them. Yes, they are very very funny. Justin White underscore 9 says yes, Blue saying the murder mystery escape rooms. Understand? Now we did an escape room. Have you ever done an escape room, Danielle?
I have not yet.
Me and my wife did one. And I kid you not, I sat in the same spot for like 20 minutes. I was so frustrated. I couldn't figure out shit. I was so mad. We were sitting in there. I was sitting there like this. She was like, "You gonna help?" I was like, "I'm just gonna wait till the timer's up, then we can get the hell out of here." I was so mad because I'm thinking I'm this great detective and shit, and I'm like, "Wait a minute." They want us to what the geese is cooked, but you fry it too hard. I'm like,
You're like, what does that mean? There's not even a goose in the room.
what does this mean? And then they're giving you like these one word answers. They're like, when you pick up the phone, they'll be like, the answer is Legos. Not a fucking Lego in the room. I want my money back. You'd be so mad, man. But okay, so that's your show. Um, if you're going out and about, what are 3 things you have to have in your purse?
My phone, obviously. Chapstick and some form of self-defense.
Oh, now when you say self-defense, you mean like like like
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
see tell me,
I have to
do
like
we,
protect myself. I like to
you mean
launder
like
when I go out.
hold on, you mean like nunchucks or like condoms? Like what are we talking about here? Because there's several forms of self-defense. Like what
Like, I don't know, like a taser or pocket knife or something.
God damn, like you are who do you think you're about to run into out there? What do you
I'm convinced I'm going to be on the ID channel because, like, if I get
No,
tequila, I'm like, I'm going off by myself now. And, like, my friends
no,
are like,
you
no, you're
should
not.
never go off by yourself. Always be in a pack. Never. If a guy ever lets you get in a cab by yourself, or Uber by yourself, or walk home by himself, don't do it. And number one, never call that guy again. No
Of course.
gentleman will ever let a woman get in an Uber by herself or walk home by herself. I get so mad at movies when they be like, "So I'll see you tomorrow." Yeah, see you tomorrow. What the fuck you mean see you tomorrow? You need to walk with her.
That's when you know
Like,
something bad's going to happen. That was like the foreshadow.
yeah, yeah. And he probably did too. It's in the script. I'm about to die. So see ya. Like see you tomorrow. Um name who are let me see how I'm gonna phrase this. Let me see how I'm gonna phrase this. Who are Give me 3 of the best looking athletes to you.
Oh, God. I've Improv Rob for sure.
I knew
Um,
you go hockey.
yeah. I think Ben Simmons is super attractive. And
Oh
then
my god.
I do.
Not
I
the
can't.
light skinned assassin. You know this is a non-light skinned channel, right?
Sorry.
That third one better be dark skinned. Go ahead. Who's the third one?
I don't know. It's gonna go either like Claudia or Joel Embiid just because I love them both. Like I think
Okay,
they're
we're
both
gonna go
good
Joel
looking.
Embiid. We're gonna go Joel Embiid. We need
All
some
right.
dark skin up in there.
I
Ben
think they're both
Simmons.
good looking.
And you stayed in Philly too. I like that. Loyal, loyal, loyal. Okay. What are what is one personality trait that once you one thing that a man can have that you're like, lose my number.
God, when they don't leave you alone. Like I am so, it's probably a flaw, but like I also don't care. I am so selfish with my time and energy. If they like double, triple text, like I don't text back that well. I don't even talk to my friends that much. If they are like super clingy, I'm like, please forget I ever existed. And like all due respect, like you know what I mean?
What's clingy though? It's because women do this a lot. Y'all say clingy. What is clingy? Like, give me an example.
Oh, like, oh God, like there was this nice guy, one guy, for example, like I try to keep my phone down for the most part at work. Like I'm trying to focus. So like I'll tell you, like I'm at work. I don't feel like texting right now. I'm straight up, like I am not a big texter. Like I will tell you that from Jump Street. I'm very honest about what I am and who I am. And I would check my phone within an hour and I'd have 5 messages and like 3 memes.
Ooh,
And I'm like, listen,
ooh,
that could have waited. Like I'm busy. I'm not like ignoring you. I'm busy. So that's just like such a turn off because it's just I like you need to be independent. Not saying you're not, but like I need you to have your own life so I can have my own life. And if you're blowing me up, that's just like I hate that so much.
mm. You women are such complicated creatures. You want a man to care and show interest, but you don't want him to care and show interest. I'm so confused.
I feel
It's
like
like,
it's like I mean I don't know. Everyone's different. Like I have some friends that love when like their men blow them up. But like my love language is like leaving me alone. So like if you can give me my own
oh,
space,
okay.
I respect it.
See, my wife's love language is she like her love language. Her family, they love gifts. Like they're gift givers. They're bad with compliments. Like they would rather give you $1,000 than tell you you look nice today. Like they'll be like, here's a grand, and you'll be like, why? Just whatever, and you'll be like, what? like,
Here's a
like
grand.
they're just yeah, they're just gift givers. Like their love language is gifts. My love language is I like to talk and express myself and give compliments. Like sometimes I tell my wife, like, yo, you looking good today. Like, are you going outside with that on? Nah, you can't wear that. Like, even though I'm playing, because she can wear whatever she want, but I'll be
Yeah.
like, nah. Like, I
Just to
have
let
this
her
thing,
know
like,
she looks good though.
yeah, like I have this thing, like if she wears something, I'll be like, yeah, that's on the list. And the list is things you can't wear when other people are home, when other people are in the house. I'm like, yeah, that's on the list. I don't that shirt, nah. That moo no. That dress, no. Like I
That's
just
like how
things on
you
the list.
show it. My
Yeah,
family
that's how I show my love language.
my family's
But
very similar to hers. They do gifts as well. We're just like I have
but
such a beautiful family. I'm blessed, but we just like don't we're not like
well,
most people.
you're Italian, right?
Yeah.
Gifts. That's what y'all do. Gifts and food.
Yes.
I had an Italian friend in high school. Motherfucker would rather bring a lasagna than say good morning. Hey Blue, what's up, man? Here. What's this? Hey, just eat it. Just say good morning, man. I don't want no whole lasagna. So you want me to tell Ma that you don't want her lasagna? No, no, just give
I
me
mean
the lasagna.
it.
I'm exaggerating, but you never tell an Italian family, no, thank you. I'm not hungry.
No,
You
they
better
take
eat
it
something.
so offensively.
Southern Black Southern folk and Italian folk are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
You come in, you can be Tammy from 1,000 Pound Sister. You're skin and bones. Here, eat something. You better eat. Eat. Don't say I'm hungry. I ate before I got here. I'm gonna eat something later on. Eat.
And it's never
Am
like
I?
a snack. It's like a 4 course meal that they put in front of you. And you're like, bro, I just came over to say hi.
I just. Hey man, can I have a little snack? Sure. I got some gabagool. I got some lasagna. I got some mac and cheese from last night. I got some Spanish salami. Like, what do you want? Like some crackers, like peanut butter crackers. Nonsense. Sit down. I'm gonna heat something up.
We made sausage and peppers.
Oh. For like the past month and a half, I have not eaten any red meat. That is what I miss the most.
The sausage
Sausage and
pepper.
peppers. I used
It's
to
so
make
good.
that twice a week at least. And I suck at it, but damn it, it was good. I don't know what I was doing, but it was so good. It's so simple, but so good. Now, I'm glad I got you here and we're talking about food. It was a bit of a controversy on the Twitter timeline. I don't know if you saw it. The grilled cheese, mayo or butter?
You're gonna hate me. I don't eat cheese. I also don't eat mayo, so I'm gonna vote butter.
An
But like, I
Italian
hate
who
cheese.
don't eat cheese.
I know my grandmom used to call me a Metagon because she would like serve like everything without cheese, and she was like, "There's no way you're Italian." She would call me a Metagon. I know.
An Italian don't eat cheese is like an Italian who doesn't talk with their hands. It just doesn't exist.
I'm like a
It doesn't
disgrace to the
exist.
family.
Oh man, oh you're out of the will. You're out of the will. Never take time to fix the family. Okay, so let's get back to who is Danielle at her core? Like, if I was to call one of your friends and I'd be like, "Hey, tell me about Danielle," what would they say?
That I'm definitely the funniest person I know. I will claim that everywhere. I think I'm hilarious. Um, but I'm like polar opposite to what I am on Twitter in a way. Like I'm so dramatic on Twitter. Like I come on Twitter just to have meltdowns. And like I don't really care about anything in real life. I just think they're funny.
So Twitter's your place to vent.
Just tweet into the abyss and people
Tweet into
sometimes
the
find
abyss,
it
right?
funny.
Right.
But like
Like
I
my man
don't care.
Justin underscore just said he stands in the shop while he's eating a straight up block of Gouda. Exactly.
That's my
I
nightmare.
sometimes eat cheddar cheese. My wife would tell you I cut cheese right in front of her. Oh, oh. I just don't know how you don't eat cheese,
My
but
best friend
okay.
does it too. She'll come over and she'll just like eat cheese from the bag that she picked up at
Yes.
Wawa. And I'm like, just get a
Yes.
sandwich. And she's like, I wanted
No.
cheese. I'm like, that's so disgusting.
Cheese. Yes. Yes. Come on. Shout out to that friend. Um let's see. Physically, if physically, what is the first thing that Danielle notices on a guy? First thing you look for.
Good teeth, I guess. Like a good
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
Like I'm not big
You
on
know,
fight. I don't care that much
you
about
know,
fight.
you know serial killers got great smiles. So
I
you
know.
gotta be careful with those smiles. Serial killers are charismatic, they're magnetic,
They're charming.
they're charming.
Hmm.
They call it dark charisma. I ain't nothing charismatic about a guy saying, maybe someday I might make your face into a rug. Ain't nothing. What? No, that's called a red flag. Red flag.
I know. And somehow people like Ted Bundy have like a fan club out there. Well, back when he was.
Women love serial killers. They like marry serial killers on death row. Like,
I have to be honest with you. It's so intriguing though. Like you were in law, so you know when I worked for a criminal attorney, we had to interview someone for a murder, and I had to go into the cell, like the meeting room in the prison, to interview with the attorney to take the notes. And I was like, it was as he told the story as normal as I told you. I brushed my teeth this morning, and I was just like, I know I
charismatic.
shouldn't, but I want to hear more.
Charismatic.
Yeah.
Charismatic. That's how you get cult leaders. They're telling you, like, yeah, so we're going to sacrifice these 3 goats, and I'm probably going to slice you up and eat you as well. But as a savior, I feel like you need this. This is who you are to me. And you're like, yeah. And you're like, no, wait, no, yeah. Like, it's just something about it. They like draw you in. And that's why they're able to get away with the things that they do. But I understand it. And then don't let the serial killer be somewhat attractive or something, I guess. Because
Because
then
then
it's
it's
like,
game over.
it's like he's cute. but he's also murdered 37 people. But it's different with me because he loves me. Like, what? You about
Says
to be
every girl that
38.
ends up on
That's
iTunes.
every girl ever. Yes, 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 yes. Um, what is one thing that if you could change about social media, what would it be?
God. I don't know. Like, I feel like I have so many ideas, but at the same time, that would completely change the dynamic. Like, I just wish people weren't always looking for something to fight about. Like, I could tweet, like, it snowed today, and someone would be like, that wasn't snow, that was hail, you idiot. And I'd be like, did something come from the sky, bro? That is my point. Like, you know what I
Right. People just like I said, people just want to be pissed off. Like it could be like, hey man, we need to give back to charity. All right, I'm gonna donate $100. That's not enough, you stupid motherfucker. Like
mean? I know. Meanwhile, it says anything helps in the thing.
anything helps, but it's not enough. So
Everyone
do
just
you
wants
want
a reason to
change?
be mad. And like Twitter's so funny, like we were talking about earlier, but like I'm telling you, some days people are just fired up and I could literally be like, it snowed today and someone would tell me some way I was wrong.
Oh, so KM said add a thumbs down, but you know what?
That would be amazing.
Didn't they work with that or something where it was a dislike button or something? It was like for a short time and then
I
they
feel like
took it
we had it for
away.
like 5 minutes.
And then they
People
said bad
probably
idea.
abused the crap out of it.
People would slit their wrist. They'd be like, I got 37 dislikes on, on my breast photo. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably abuse it too just for fun. Not to you.
Dislike 97.5. Dislike 97.5. Ratio the fuck out of somebody, yo.
Exactly. Like that's a different type of pain because like at least if someone replies to you, they tell you why they disagree with you. Just like someone's just like
But
no ifs
right.
ands or buts,
And you
no.
know what? That's like on YouTube because they be like the 37,000 dislikes are idiots. Like, cause you don't know why. Some people sometimes like who could dislike like let's see. Uh Bob Ross.
I was just gonna say
Bob
that.
Ross has dislikes on his videos. How can you dislike God damn it, where's Bobby? Like I have Bob Ross, the board game. How can you dislike Bob Ross? How?
Exactly.
The man's a national treasure.
People.
I used to I used to go to the store, get a hoagie, get something to drink, and get a snack, and watch Bob Ross on PBS
I
every
used to love
afternoon.
him. He was so calming. Like everything was a treat too. It was just like the anger button on Facebook. Like I'll post something sometimes, usually sports related. I only use like Facebook because I have family on there. But every so often
Hmm.
I'll share like a sports video or something. And there's always this one person that just reacts so angrily to it. And I'm like, why are you so mad? Like, and it pisses me off. I don't know why. I just see the anger face. So I feel like a dislike button would be great.
So I gotta get really, really, really deep now, juicy with it. What is what is the most I don't want to say disturbing, but what is the funniest thing a man has sent you on Twitter, on social media, period?
God. I mean, just like everyone else, you get the sugar baby ones. But there was
Sugar
one like
baby.
3 years ago. This is actually the reason I very rarely even check my DMs anymore or open them because it terrified me. I got like a book that I read with like E-Rock and Gail. I met up with them for the draft like a couple years ago. And I'm telling you, this thing was like this long. It just kept going. I didn't even follow this kid back. I don't even know who he is. You're the most beautiful angel in the world. I can't wait until we get married and like talking about kid. It was so thought out and detailed that it actually scared the crap out of me. And I don't open DMs
Ah,
often anymore ever again. I let the guys read it, and there's pictures of all of them like in horror and shock. And then that next week, I got flowers to my job. Don't know if it's from the same person or not, but that was enough to scare me from reading DMs anymore.
Well, you know what I do? I got it set up that if I don't follow the person, the DM goes into a separate category and I have to actually click and accept it. So I don't just get it.
I'll have
So it's
to do
not just
that then.
there. Yeah, make sure it's a lifesaver because when I be doing my troll thing like it's Anna Hotford, I got so many dick pics and ball pics and personal invites for pizza. I could buy my own pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like one day somebody gonna be like, Anna, do you got another pic? And I'm just gonna send a pic of me and be like, yeah, here it is.
You almost got me a
Jerk
couple
to
times.
that, you nasty bastard. Go
There's
home
a
to your
couple
wife.
times you
Stupid
almost
ass.
got me. I was like typing up a reply, and then I was like, I see the at.
Read the app. But you know how you get people because you're so you see something, you get triggered. You want to fire off that tweet first
Yeah.
before you even notice. Shit.
It's like the tweet fight or flight response. Everyone's just like, fight.
Fight, 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 fight. Oh shit, the app. Delete, delete, delete. Screenshot. Got it. You're done.
It's on the internet forever now.
It's on the internet forever. Karate Mark. Prince got mad D pics in his library. Listen. I'm just saying, some of you married men, y'all need help. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, I did want to talk to you about you said social media, how to dislike and everything. Can you talk about um some of the things like we talked about offline, some of the things that you and I have in common as far as, anxiety and things of that nature. And you also talk about social media. I know we rag on social media can be cesspool, but social media also can be a great conduit to people that are going through things and it's a network. I mean, that's what they call it. It's a network. It's a social network. So you see somebody tweet something, they're like, hey, I go through the same thing. Hey, I use that medicine too. Hey, I do this, I do that, I do that, I do that. Can you talk about some of the things that social media has also done to help you cope with whatever it is, or anything that you want to share, may share that it helps you with?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm very open about it. Like, I am an open book, probably too much, but I've always had issues. First of all, I was a competitive cheerleader almost my whole life. So I've dealt with eating disorders on and off, anxiety and depression, which I'm currently medicated for. And for the longest time, I would, confide in like certain friends or whatever, and or ex boyfriends at the time. And they were like, no, you don't need to go see a shrink. You don't need to go see a doctor. Like, you're not crazy. And I'm like, bro, I'm not crazy. I'm sad. And then once I became more like interactive on social media, I was like, wow, like there's a whole community for this basically. Like, and it normalizes it and it makes you realize you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. It's literally comes down to a chemical imbalance at the end of the day. Just luck of the draw. There's medicine for that. There's ways to fix it. There's people that can not only sympathize but empathize, like you and I go through it. So there's a different understanding of the emotional roller coaster. But I think as much as we like rag on social media, especially when that like Bell Let's Talk thing happens, I think it's such a beautiful thing that it normalizes it and just brings conversation to it. And maybe there's people out there that, their whole life they've been told there's nothing wrong with you, but then you get online and you're like, wow, there's an entire community for this. I'm not alone. I'll be okay too. Like, look at how many people are okay and talking about it like it whatever they had for breakfast that's like that morning. It's so normal now. So I think that's like
Yeah,
the good side.
yeah, and I agree, and that's why I love to be open about what I'm going through because I know some people, and it's still some people that I won't disclose it, but they come to me every day and they're like, Blue, thank you for sharing. I go through it too. And they don't want to disclose it. And I understand that because everybody's journey is different. But I just be wanting them to know that if you ever want to talk or ask anything, no, I'm not a doctor, but I go through it. So, I can tell you my experience and how I deal with it. And the best thing is I talk to people, and I mean, I'm blessed. My wife's a therapist, but it's hard because sometimes I'll be wanting her to just be wife, and then she can't turn off the brain because she's trying to make sure everything's good. But and sometimes she gets upset with me because like I'll be like, life stinks. Like I'm pissed off right now. Like I'm just not having a bad day at all. Like this morning, I was like, man, I'm not having a good day at all. And she was like, okay, did you take your medicine? And I'll be like, no, I forgot. She'll be like, okay, let's start there. And then tell me how your day is going. And I'll be like, yeah, that's right. I didn't take my medicine. Then I'll go and take my medicine. Then I'll be like, okay, false alarm. I'm good.
Sometimes you just need that person. Like
Yeah.
there'll be some days whether like I lapse on my medicine or I'm just like having an extra bad day that day, I could drop a completely sealed bottle of water and like nothing will spill because it's still sealed. But I'll cry about it, and my friends will be like, "For what? Like, relax. Like, it's not a big deal." But like, your
Not
brain
the water.
kind of works that way.
Hey, damn! Does the water fall in slow motion? You're like, no.
In
It's like
my head, it
melancholy
was like
music in
all
the
of my hopes
background.
and dreams like falling to the ground, and they're like, "It's just a water bottle."
But sometimes that water bottle can symbolize a lot of things. It could just be like, just one more bad thing. Now
Yeah.
I gotta bend over and pick up this damn water. And your friends are looking like, Danielle, baby, I'll pick up the water. Like, but I love when your friends know what's going on. So they like react to it. And if somebody's around that's not familiar with it, they'll be like, Blue's going up deep, and they're like, "Hey, he'll be all right. He's having.
But it's
Hey, you gonna be all right? Yeah, he's fine. He's fine."
but it's the best though. Like you were saying, like about your wife. Like sometimes they piss me off because they're like, "It's just a water bottle," and I'm like, "But I'm upset." But like every time you need someone to kind of like check you and be like, "It's not that big of a deal. Like let's take
Yeah,
a step back and break this down for a minute." So it's like
my
it's
wife
like a good
stayed
thing.
G-checking me. Like this morning, it was so funny. She was like, "Did you take your medicine?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Okay, start with that, and then let me know how your day's going." And then just walked out the room, and I was like, "Well, damn, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. I ain't taking the medicine as prescribed." So, so yeah, man, she's the best, man, and I do believe in having a good circle around you, and that's the good thing. So let's end on positive note. I'm gonna do rapid fire, and when I say something, you give me the first word that comes to your your psyche. Sixers,
Joel Embiid,
Flyers,
Claudio,
Phillies.
JT, Realmuto. I always butcher his last name. JT.
Who broke his damn finger today? We
I
can't have nice
know.
things. He can't have nice things.
I know.
Eagles.
I was gonna say Wentz, but let's go Hurts now. Let's see where. No, Howie, because he's just ruined the
Oh,
whole thing. Howie.
okay. Twitter.
Oh God, Twitter. I think it's Flyers. That's the first thing I see every time I open up Twitter.
Okay. Facebook.
My aunt.
Why your aunt?
She's literally one of those people that like love her to death. God love her. But like this is her social media. She's one of those people that's like, I
Oh,
brushed my teeth. I'm gonna go have lunch now, and I'm like, promise you,
oh,
no one
wait.
cares. No
Oh,
one cares.
she's the progressive lady. If you woke up early, no one cares.
Literally, she's like, I had such a great walk today. I'm like, good. Keep that off Facebook.
Don't do Auntie like that. She could tell you she had a good day, damn it. She
I
had an
love her to
awesome
death,
walk.
but it's like sometimes I go on to see what the rest of my family's up to, and it's just her.
Okay, Instagram.
Trying to think. Instagram. I follow a lot of desert pages to Arizona.
What the fuck?
I was gonna move to Arizona with my company because I love the desert, so I started following all these Arizona accounts. So I think of the desert.
Do you follow Arizona the T?
I don't know. Just like Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, pork roll or Taylor ham?
Pork roll.
Bacon or scrapple?
Bacon.
Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh. Pancakes. No. Yeah. I'm just gonna send it. Yeah, go. Pancakes.
Abs or butt?
But
On the man?
oh,
Listen,
I was a woman.
Whoa! You want a man with junk in his truck? Oh
No,
no!
I don't want to be insecure. Then he's gonna have abs.
Oh, you don't want your man to have a big butt.
No, because then I'll be in the gym angry squatting like I'm here because I gotta measure up to him.
You're like my humps, my lovely lady hump. Like, honey, you need to get down lower on them squats. Shut up.
Exactly.
97.5 of WIP.
Oh, God. Ugh. I guess. I don't know. They're both terrible, in my opinion.
You gotta pick one.
We'll go 97.5, I guess, because the call-ins are crazy.
Carson Wentz isn't here anymore because he's white. Like, what?
The call-ins are so off the wall, too. So I'll go 97.5.
They hold on for hours just to be like, hello. Let me take you off speaker. Am I on the air? Yeah, you're on the air. First time caller, long time douchebag. Listen, Carson Wentz is not the future. I would trade Carson Wentz, get 3 first-round picks, move up and select Trevor Lawrence. Thank you. Have a nice day. You're like, what time is it? How many drinks did he
Is that easy? I'm gonna go be a GM now.
Yeah, like turn off the PlayStation, buddy. Okay. Let's see. Brunette or blonde?
For a guy, brunette.
Huh? No, but just in general.
Oh, that's like not fair. It's like I love being a blonde, but like if I'm looking at guys, I'm going brunette.
Rich or in love?
I'm so shallow. I'll say in love, but I want to say rich.
Listen, say what you want to say. These are your choices. All right, there you go. There you go. I'll buy somebody, damn it. I'll buy a man to hang around.
I'm just like not that emotional. I'd rather just travel. So give me the money.
Okay, I respect that. This has been so fun. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, of course. This is the part where I let you, I guess, say where they can find you and what you got going on and plug anything that you do or want to do. Like if you want to like issue out a challenge to somebody in a ring, you can do what you want. I'm not interrupting you. You just say what you want.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We're in a pandemic, so I'm pretty boring. I'm a homebody, so I'm sleeping or working.
That's okay.
Or working out. But on my social media, I'm not creative at all. So it's all my real name, Danielle Chiaro, literally across every platform that exists. And that's probably it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. So you get to hear me sign off and go on my little juicy rant. Um, everybody, thank you for joining me. And my rant of this show is pretty much you have the right to conduct your business the way you want to conduct your business. I got that. I get it. It's your business. But if your business is in entertainment or it's open for criticism, it's in the public, you gonna get this smoke. And me personally, I cannot stand by and support anybody who subjects somebody to cruelty, to negativity, all for likes or to push their brand. And I think you know who I'm talking to, not you, Danielle, but I think people know who I'm talking to out there. And the reason why I block that kid and I block anything that has anything to do with him, because the last time he posted anything, the comments underneath his post was so ugly. I had to step in and say something myself. And then I figured after something like that, it wouldn't happen again. But it seems like to me, like people just going to do their own thing and they're not going to have the best interest of the child. So I will say this: every time I see you do something like that, I'm going to bring so much smoke and fire to whatever it is that you do that you're going to hate my guts, and I don't give a shit. And I'm going to continue to press on, and I'm going to continue to let everybody know that that's a bullshit and a coward way to build a brand off the back of sympathy and off the back of somebody who is already getting dealt a bad rap and he just wants to enjoy himself and everybody wants to root for him. But when you put him out there to do these things and to be put in a position to where it's unfair, I have a problem with that. And I have a problem with you. And I already told you I had a problem with you. So it's not anything new. And um you know where to find me. If you unblock me or you want to talk to me or you want to do anything, you know where to find me. I ain't going nowhere. And that's my rant about that. So, Miss Danielle, you have been lovely. You have been great. You have been fantastic. Um, I always enjoy my Jock and Jill episodes because they're so great and they let me meet extraordinary women doing extraordinary things. You have such a unique background, the paralegal, the want to be a lawyer thing, the psychology major, all this good old stuff, and yet you just root for your teams. You're 4 for 4, Jersey girl, Philly girl, go Birds. Don't eat cheese, but I'm not gonna hold that against you. It's all right. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so
Oh,
much.
thank you. And for everybody, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. The episode will be up very shortly. Make sure you listen and download. Make sure you subscribe to the Real Time Prince Blue podcast. Zero Fucks Media merchandise is coming real soon. I'm working on the logo, so I'm putting it out there. So if anybody try to steal that shit, I already Twittered it. I already checked, though nobody got it. I don't think anybody has the balls to do Zero Fucks Media and put it on a shirt or put it on a business card, but I'm going to do it because I don't give a damn. And that's just the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a rogue. Fuck it. Let's just go. Just whatever, man. People gonna like you. People gonna like you. People gonna hate you. Be gonna hate you. But just be authentic and be genuine, and be able to put your head on a pillow at night and say, "I was myself." So that's all that matters. Thank you, everybody. Be good. Be safe. Auntie Princess, I love you. Get better. We will be there for you and everybody else. This has been Real Time with Prince Blue. I am signing out. That is Danielle Kiara, my co-host for the day. Everybody say bye and don't be in her DMs being perverts. See